It is now time to continue on the prospect pool overviews. Today we have the Vegas Golden Knights. Now, I hate to rustle anybody's feathers regarding the Golden Knights, but I don't think I'm surprising anybody here by saying this prospect pool is not good. Just being completely honest with you guys. But let's hop right in, starting off with Trevor Connolly, who I would say is by far Vegas' best prospect. Like, by far. He was born in Tustin, California, is 6'1", 165 pounds, drafted 19th overall in the 2024 draft. Played 23 games with Providence College this past year. Had 4 goals, 9 assists for 13 points. He also played 6 games with the Henderson Silver Knights, putting up 4 points in 6 games down there as well. So, Connolly's mostly known for his dynamic skating. He's a very good skater. He's also known for driving a lot of offense. Again, this guy is known for that. Now, I know his numbers with Providence weren't that great. Sometimes players tend to struggle when they adjust into the NCAA, as well as that to Providence College is not really the greatest college in the world. There are many other colleges that you could have been to that are much better than Providence College. No disrespect, but their hockey program wasn't that great this past year. You look at the years prior, though. In his draft year, the Tri-City Storm had 78 points in 52 games played. So overall, he's put up good numbers prior. And even in the World Juniors, had 4 points in 7 games played as well. Now, he has signed his entry-level contract, so he is not going back to Providence next year. I think the Golden Knights, and I agree with them, I think they think that the best way of development for Connolly is to go over and play for Henderson next season. And I kind of agree with that. You look at how Providence College is, it's not that great of a college, so it kind of makes sense that they want to go down the route of AHL for him for a season. So honestly, I don't have any opposing opinions to that, but overall, Trevor Connolly is by far the best prospect in Vegas' pool. So now we're going to look at Matthias Sepuvaliv, who was born in Kladno, Czechia, 6'4", 194 pounds, was drafted 48th overall in the 2022 draft. He is a center. He just wrapped up his first full season with the Henderson Silver Knights, playing 71 games, had 11 goals, 8 assists for 19 points with the team. Overall, I thought that Sepuvaliv had a very good first year in the AHL. He's got some untapped potential is what I've seen, and in previous years in the World Juniors has put up some solid numbers for the Czech Republic. Obviously, they haven't been the greatest team, that being Czechia, but overall, I think that he's somebody who is a little ways away even still from coming to the NHL. He took some extra time there playing with Saginaw, playing with Michael Misa and all the guys that were there. So overall, I think that, again, it's going to take some time even still for him to get to the NHL and be fully developed and ready, but somebody there who is exciting and could be a guy down the road for Vegas in the future. One of the newest guys that Vegas drafted, and honestly somebody who they could look at in a couple of years and say this kid is a steal. You have Jacob Wozniak, who played games this past year on the SHL Champions. He had 40 games played with the junior team, though, had 57 points. He was obviously born in Adelaide, Australia. He was drafted 55th overall. He's 6'3", 190 pounds. He's mostly known as a right winger. When at 100%, he is a hard player to stop. That's what I've really noticed about this kid. He's got that really good edge. However, he's a little bit inconsistent. That's a concern. Absolutely. He's a little bit inconsistent in playing his full game, but when he is 100%, he can be pretty good. Now, what's also interesting, too, is he's actually started his SHL season. He's played 3 games, has 2 goals, playing with the big club, the Luleå HF, so that's something notable there as well. But he's somebody who you can look at down the road here and be very excited for as well in the Vegas Golden Knights system. But above all, Wozniak is somebody who's not really that well known, was ranked a little bit higher on some other draft rankings, but he could be interesting here down the road for Vegas in the future. Now, here's someone who was heading into this year, had a really exciting season ahead of him, and then he got pummeled with an injury. Lucas Cormier was projected to possibly play more games for the big NHL Vegas Golden Knights, and he didn't. He was born in Saint Marie de Kent, New Brunswick, 5'10", 190 pounds, drafted 68th overall in 2020. He played 19 games with Henderson this past year, had 9 assists. The injury really sidelined him and screwed him up for the rest of the year. I think otherwise he would have played games for Vegas. Before Trevor Connolly, I looked at him as their best prospect. Honestly, I looked at him as their best prospect in their system. And now, without him playing this year, it doesn't put his career in jeopardy, but it does make you a little bit worried. It should. It absolutely should. So, overall, I think in a guy like Cormier, who still has a lot of upside, still has a lot of potential, I'm not so sure. I'm a little bit worried about what that contract and what that player is going to be moving forward. And look at that. His draft picks were traded for the rights to Nikita Gusev. Remember him? Arttu Kärki is somebody who is very interesting. Was drafted in the 3rd round of 2023 by the team. He's a left shot defenseman from Viala, Finland, 6'2", 181 pounds. He played 24 games with a SOT last year in the Liga League. He had 3 goals, 7 assists for 10 points. He also played with Tappara Tampere and had 4 assists there in 18 games played as well. What's interesting about Kärki is that he, after his draft year, played games in the OHL for Sioux. Played a full year over there. And he's decided to go back home and play in the pros. I think that's interesting. That is definitely something that you want to be looking out for here. It's a little strange, I guess. But, I mean, hey, I would say that the pros out in Finland, he's going to learn more out there being out home than he is going to over in the Sioux. So, honestly, I think that's not that bad of a decision. But we'll see what happens there in terms of his overall development. He's put up some solid numbers there as a defenseman. Already has 1 goal in 1 game played through the SHL season, or the Finland season over there. Obviously, they have started before us. But overall, Kärki is one of those guys to be following here as we keep on going. Now, a goalie prospect who was drafted in the 3rd round by the Vegas Golden Knights is somebody who's been a little bit under the radar and is somebody who is going to be really notable to follow here. It is Pavel Moisevic, who was born in Minsk. He's 6'7", 190 pounds, drafted 83rd overall in 2024. He played 18 games with St. Petersburg this past year. Had a 6-9-1 record, a 3.32, and a .898. Not the greatest numbers in the world. You could definitely be asking for a lot better. In his draft year, he put up some great numbers in the KHL, a .942, a 1.25 in 13 games played. He is a little bit under the radar, though, when you look at other players in this league and overall in Vegas' prospect system. You look at other guys, like you see the other Russians out there, like Zavragin and such, and you look at those guys. But Moisevic has put up some good numbers in years prior. This past year wasn't that great, but you look at this year already, has played a game in the VHL as a .947, and even in that too, in 5 games played in the VHL at a .926. So I feel like this is somebody who you're going to be looking down the road and saying, man, he could come over to the NHL. So we'll have to see what happens there with Moisevic, but is one of the other under-the-radar Russian prospects throughout the league. Looking at some of the other prospects here in the pool for Vegas, Matteo Nobort was just drafted this past year, had 67 points in 57 games played with the Armadas, got some good skill there and will be entertaining. Carl Lindbaum has been a long-time prospect for Vegas, finished up his first year in the AHL with Henderson at a .912. Definitely ranked higher on my rankings. I should have talked about him instead of Moisevic, but regardless. You also have Matthew Cataford, who played 4 games in 23-24 with Henderson, but opted to go back to the OHL, or the QMJHL, for another year. 64 points in 54 games played. Tuomas Euronen had 90 points in 63 games played with Kingston. He was drafted in the 6th round of 2023. So that's something interesting that I follow. He had a good developmental year there as well. And then Alexander Weiermar was just drafted. He went from the University of Denver over to Portland over this year and had 46 points in 41 games played over there as well. Last but not least, you look at the prospect rankings here for the Vegas Golden Knights. It is Trevor Connolly at number 1. I actually have Cataford at number 2. He is somebody who I'm very intrigued in to see what's going to happen with him. You have Carl Lindbaum at number 3, Sobovalov at number 4, Cormier is at 5. I hope he can go up higher on that list. Wozniak's at 7, Moisevic is at 8, Nobert's at 9, Yoronen at 10, and then Weiermar rounds out your top 10 there. So overall, this is a weak prospect pool, but that is what happens when you are a team that is winning a lot and you have been to the playoffs consistently and you have won a cup in there as well. That's why the Knights prospect pool is very, very weak. But let me know your thoughts down below on it. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed, like the video down below and subscribe if you're new. We are 2 prospect pool reviews away from concluding this series, and then we can get into our rankings of the prospects and the pools. But let me know your thoughts down below. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.